Today I'll be going over the C&P video series for hypertension. What I'll do is I'll discuss some alternative theories of service connection for hypertension first, then I'll review the relevant regulations for hypertension, and then lastly I'm going to review a hypertension DBQ with you. DBQ is just short for Disability Benefits Questionnaire. This is the form the VA examiners will be completing at your C&P examination. So first things first, we'll look at service connection to hypertension and the different alternative theories. For example, there's presumptive service connection. Presumptive service connection for hypertension is available for veterans under the PACT Act so long as Agent Orange exposure is conceded. So for example, if a veteran served in Vietnam and he has a diagnosis of hypertension, all he has to do is file for it and it will be awarded service connection. There's also presumptive service connection under 38 CFR section 3.309. This is for chronic conditions that manifested within a year of active duty service. So that's another way to service connect hypertension. There's also alternative theories, for example, secondary or aggravation-based theories. Maybe a veteran's service connected with PTSD, with alcohol abuse. What he could do here is claim that his alcohol use disorder, his excessive drinking led to his hypertension or makes his hypertension worse. That would be a secondary or aggravation-based theory. So there's a few different ways to service connect hypertension. Those are just some of the examples there. That's everything I got for the service connection side of hypertension. What I'm going to do now is go over to the regulations. So 38 CFR section 4.104 is the schedule of ratings for cardiovascular conditions. So 7101 is hypertensive vascular disease. This is where hypertension is going to be evaluated. And as you can see in the rating schedule, what it's going to be is based on your diastolic and systolic blood pressure readings. And so they're going to use the words predominant ratings, and you'll see in the DBQ once I review that with you later what I mean by predominant ratings. But basically it's going to be multiple readings of your diastolic and systolic blood pressure will lead to either a 10, 20, 40, or 60% here. There's also a 0% evaluation for when it doesn't meet the criteria under 10. That's actually very common. A lot of people have hypertension, but for VA disability purposes, they'll be awarded a 0 because they do not meet the requirements or their hypertension is properly controlled, so they don't have the necessary diastolic and systolic blood pressure readings for a compensable rating. In this DBQ, page 1 is not too important. The VA examiner here is going to simply state your records were reviewed, your medical files were reviewed, this kind of thing. Usually they don't put much comments in it, if any at all, on this page. So now I'm going to go down to page 2 with you. Page 2, you'll see section 1 here. That is for the diagnoses. This is where the VA examiner will mark when hypertension was diagnosed and the date of diagnosis. Now, section 2 here, medical history. This is the most important section because what's going to happen here is you'll see there's readings 1 and 2 and date of reading. And basically what it is the veteran will be assigned a rating for his hypertension based on the predominant findings here. So they have to have 2 different readings on at least 3 different days to give you a blood pressure hypertension evaluation. So for example, if on all these readings here, the veteran's diastolic pressure was between 100 and 110, or 4 out of these 6 readings, for example, his diastolic pressure was between 100 and 110, that would translate to a 10% rating in their rating schedule. So what they're going to be just looking at is the predominant ratings between these 6 readings here on at least 3 different days. That's everything there is there. There's no real tips or tricks for a hypertension DBQ. It is simply your blood pressure readings on more than at least 3 occasions with 2 different readings on those days, and it's the predominant findings of them. So for example, once again, if you had 4 the 6 ratings with a diastolic or systolic blood pressure at a certain level, that would be your corresponding rating in the rating schedule here, whether it be 0, 10, 20, 40, or 60%. Alright, so that's the end of my video today. If you look below the video, you'll find web links to the regulations, and you'll also find a link to the relevant DBQ. Also below the video, you can post any comments if you have any questions. That's everything I have for you today. Thanks. Bye.